Hey there, boys and girls. Peace. Thanks for joining the channel. This is Tone on a Budget. And like I said on my last, actually the first and only video I've done for the Soundcraft UI16 remote digital mixer, I was going to be doing several videos. Yesterday I did a test. I know that one of the issues that has been reported a lot with previous versions of this particular mixer was the built-in Wi-Fi sucks, and there's all kinds of problems with it. Drops out quite a bit. It won't stay connected, even if you're within its range. It still drops out. It'll crash the system. Yesterday I was able to maintain a connection to the Wi-Fi on the UI16 for 9 hours straight, and periodically coming and making changes to the system, starting music playback, stopping music playback. I logged into it from my cell phone downstairs sitting in the living room and started a music playback, let it play for a little bit, and then turned it off and logged back out. Came back up here, used the laptop and did some stuff, and it never failed, which is a good sign because the previous versions of this particular mixer had all kinds of networking issues. So we're looking at a much more stable platform. I don't know what Soundcraft did, but they seem to have taken care of the problem. And it's what I was suspecting when I did the initial run through with it. I played with it for a couple of hours. I did the video. I started, I played with it for an hour and a half, and I did the first impressions video after an hour and a half of goofing around with the thing, and it never failed. The network connection always stayed connected, and during the video I had no problems with it. So far the machine has functioned flawlessly. Today I want to talk about, and this is going to be a quick one, this is going to be a very long video, I want to talk about the channels 1 and 2 on this particular mixer do amp modeling from Digitech. And it will do both bass and guitar. So we're going to start with bass. Grab my trusty Yamaha broad bass here. I was going to use my Rickenbacker, but its pickups are kind of noisy. Okay, here is how, first of all, how you get into it. Once you get logged into the whole thing, I have the bass on channel 1. Okay, and let's see. And I've already been into it, and I've already have a model selected. But the way you get into it is you go down here to channel 1, right? Double click. It brings up this edit screen. And then if you want to get into the amp modeling, you go here. You can go to EQ, you can go to Dynamics, you can go to FX Sends and Aux Sends. FX Sends will take you to the other effects, the reverb and chorus and stuff. But we're going to go to Digitech. All right, you can see already. I'm going to turn it off so you can hear it off. All right, I turned off the modeling effect. All right, now I'm going to mute. Actually, I need to do that before I start playing. Okay. You click on over here. You can see right here it says Digitech. You click on, and an amplifier will come up with a speaker cabinet. Then you can go here to presets, and right now the preset that I have is let's see, I believe it was crunchy bass. Alright, yeah, crunchy bass is the one I had selected. There's big bass. There's Digitech Blues. That's going to be a guitar one. Most of these are guitar. Let me see what we got here. Punchy bass. Let's try punchy bass. All right, you highlight punchy bass, click the load button. Oh, I can hear it already. The gain came up on it. So let me go ahead and knock that down. All right. That's 47% gain. I've got gain, level, bass, mid, and treble. There's EQing here for the bass modeling. Let me knock that gain down. All right, boom, boom, boom. Hey, okay. Now let me go back to mix gain. I'm going to go back to the mix, and I'm going to mute my mic channel. Okay, I just muted the bass channel because I am going to switch instruments now. You've seen how to get into there. Now we're gonna plug in the Dean V79. Oh yeah. And let me go back to channel 1. Go to Digitech. And my favorite preset, I've gone through them all, well, most of them I think, is fully cranked tweed. I think the fully cranked tweed sounds friggin' awesome. All right, I'm going to go back to the mix. I'm going to mute my my channel. Go ahead, unmute my channel there. And let's go back to the effects. Now I want to show you something else. Let me go to Digitech. Now, while we're in the Digitech thing here, you go to a cleaner preset. Almost clean. How's that sound? Load that. All right. You also have over here on the left, tire slipping. You also have control of the other effects. Like right now, I've got reverb and compression and HPF. I don't know what that is, but I'll figure that out. I'm still learning this thing, you know. But now I just brought up the That sounds pretty nice, you know. Let me give it a little more body, engage the other pickup. So that's how you do it. Once again, and go back to the mix because that's your default page. All right. Channel 1 and 2 have the amp modeling enabled on those two channels. Okay. You double click where it says the channel that you want to work with. You double click on, in my case, it's channel 1. It brings up another screen, and here this is dynamics. This is basically EQing. You can change the EQing for the channel here. Right now I'm leaving the curve in the default setting, but that's dynamics. You can go to EQ here, and you can change the whole EQ curve there. You can go to effects sends, and that will bring you into all of the effects. You got reverb, delay, chorus, and room, and then you've got the different parameters that you can change for the various effects. And then there's the aux sends. You can send out to any one of your 6 aux sends that's on the mixer. Right now I don't have any going out for this channel, and this is per channel. You have the ability to send out any EQ mix, any gain structure, any volume out of any channel to any one of the sends. And that's what I was saying in my my initial impressions was there are 4 XLR outs on this thing, which I can send to each one of my wedge monitors on the stage, and I can send each one of those things its own mix for whoever's standing in front of it. I mean, like I said, this thing is very well thought out. The architecture of it's really great. But anyway, let's go back to the Digitech, which is, all this stuff's right up here across the top left. All right, go back to Digitech. Now, I can turn down right here. I have a master effects send level along with everything here, and I can turn that down. I'm going to do one more preset real quick, and then I'm going to end the video. Let's do 80s lead. How's that? We'll load 80s lead. All right. I'm going to mute that channel, unplug the guitar because I'm done. But there you have it. That's the amp modeling, and there's several settings. You can go to the presets here and bring up. You got a whole list of stuff right here. It's a pretty good size list. Young Angus. I'll have to try that one. Anyway, this is pretty cool. I mean, if you wanted to do like a small full band gig, and you were, especially you're very volume conscious because you're in a small setting or whatever you're doing. Don't want to bring an amp for the guitars because they tend to get loud, and you want to be able to control everything. You could feasibly use like a digital drum set. Have a guy sitting behind a digital kit instead of an acoustic kit, plugged into the mixer. Have the guitar, if you got one guitar and a bass, have them plugged into channel 1 and 2. If you've got two guitars and a bass, put the guitars into channel 1 and 2, and the bass on its own. Maybe bring a bass pedal then, because you won't have any amp modeling for the bass. Not that you really need it, but then you can set up the guitars for however you want them for the particular performance, and you can run everything through this mixer. And also, I mean, like right now, I've got this thing plugged into my little studio setup here. I have it going into my Alesis multi-mix, which is that is the go-between from everything else out here in the room into the computer. Okay? All of the audio, whether it be from here, if it's something that I've recorded on the Tascam, it's a 32-track Tascam digital recorder. If I recorded something here and I need to get it into the computer, and I need to do it, live while I mix, it's going through here. Or I can import the files into the PC, but that's regardless. I'm digressing. Everything goes into the Alesis and then into the computer. So right now I have the UI16 is plugged into the Alesis multi-mix. It's 2 channels. Its main outs are going into the Alesis multi-mix, and from there it's going into the computer. But all of the control that I'm exerting over the sound is coming from the UI16. I'm not changing any settings on the Alesis. It's EQ'd flat. Its volumes are set. And everything else is being controlled by the onboard software on the UI16. So let me turn off. I'll just pick one. 70s rock, whatever. Load it. Now I can turn off the amp modeling on the channel, and then it just goes to a clean channel, just like it would be on any other. I've brought down the level on the effects. And I can go over here. It's already muted, but I can go over here and bring down the fader. Go back to the mix. And there's the whole board, all 12 live channels that I have, plus line in, left and right, and that those are RCA connections on the front of this thing. And then there's the player, which I demonstrated in the last video. It's got a built-in media player that you can control, and it'll play MP3s or whatever off of a flash drive. I think I had this thing plugged into it the other day. But yeah, this is a very cool device. So far, I'm liking it. It has not failed yet, and I'm expecting at some point it's going to, because it is a piece of technology, and all technology fails at one time or another. And I'm going through this thing, seeing, doing all the different stuff you can do with it, and seeing if I can get it to fail. Anyway, this has been Tone on a Budget. I'm Greg. I want to thank you for tuning in, and I hope this has been helpful. And I will continue to test this device and do video reviews and demonstrations of how it works and what you can do with it. All right. Thanks. Glad you stopped by. Peace. God bless.